Hello, this is Prophet Six, family prophet to the angel of the church of the Laodiceans. God bless you. Good to be with you again. And I'm continuing my series on Thus saith the Lord on how to find a wife to marry, a mate to marry. God bless you. People, I just want to pick up with my testimony. On the last one, I kind of went off a little bit and I was dealing with some things, and I think I'm going to do that again on this one, because this is not just a testimony that I'm giving. This is something that is instructional, that the man of God may be perfect and thoroughly furnished unto all good works. And when I say man of God, I mean women and mankind. Okay, so let me throw this out to you. So after I found my wife's phone number again. I don't know how I found it. I looked it up in the phone book or something like that. And this is like way before Twitter and Facebook and before even the internet was really, really popular. So, we didn't have those type of things at our disposal, or I didn't have those type of things at my disposal concerning social networking and all those things. So all I had was the phone book and information. And so those are the things that I utilized to find my uh, my friend, my then friend. One of the other things, so after I reconnected with my wife, who is now my wife, and when I say who is now my wife, that's not to mean that I had another wife, okay? Because I looked at the videos and it could sound like that to some people if they didn't follow the whole context of the video series. It'll sound like that. But when I say that, I only mean that at that time she wasn't my wife. And you see, just want to clear that up. So my spouse, at the time that we were getting more acquainted with each other, every time I came around, all she wanted to do was study the Bible. That's it. Nothing else. And she would say as much. So we were doing a lot of chart studies, Bible studies, and she would always ask me, bring those charts, please bring those charts. Do you have your charts? Do you have your charts? Bring those charts. And remember now, at this time, I'm going to her church. Now look at this, people. This is beautiful. All this stuff didn't happen in a vacuum, okay? It didn't happen in a vacuum. This was well planned and well orchestrated by the Lord moving in my life. And because as a man, as a headship, as the head of the woman, guess what I was able to do? My wife was who was then, uh, at that time, we officially, I won't say it immediately, but I told her that I wanted to court her, and I explained to her what courting was. And so it was so many things that I was explaining to her when I first met her, and she was not resistant. She was not resistant. And I was going to the church, the fellowship where she was worshiping at. I got to meet her pastor. I met her pastor. I met her Sunday school teacher. I wanted to know how they interacted together. You see, I was interested in these things. You see, because so I not only got to see her in the worship setting, in the worshiping mode, I got to see her also outside of that setting. Something that most Christians don't know about people that they go to church with and they go in worship and praise with. They don't even know these things about them outside of the place where they worship. Isn't that interesting? Hey, come on, baby. Come on, give me a hug. How you feeling? Okay. Good to see you. So I just want to let you know, this is what I was interested in. And if you were tracing looking at the steps that I was taking and the things that we were doing together when we met, you could tell that my fruits in the way that I was dealing with this woman were above board. They want to up and up. They would make God happy. So I just want to give you that, because I don't believe most Christian men and women, they don't know what premise to meet on. We don't even know what to meet on. For most Christians, the premise of meeting a woman different than that of the world. It's no different. And it's not only sex. It could be money. It could be whatever. It's no different from that which the world. If you're a Christian, why are you living like the world? If you're a Christian, if you're a citizen of God's kingdom, why is it that the way that you deal with women don't have any? Why? Tell me. Answer the question right now. Pause the video. Answer the question. Why is it that the way that you deal, or we deal with women as Christians, usually is no different than the world? No different from the world. God did not expect for us to meddle with all these women. He didn't. And why isn't this not being taught at the church? Why? It's really not being taught at the church. It's really not. Not at most churches. It's not. Look at the society we live in. You can prove it. Look at the scandals that you catch pastors in, and you could tell it. You could tell. And I think it's more than meets the eye when we consider why these pastors are so quiet about sexual immorality, period. I think it's more to it than meets the eye of why that's happening. And I don't think it's because they don't want to be politically correct. I think it's because they are indulged in the very same things. And many of them have a guilty conscience on talking about those things. Why? Because they're engaged or they're pro. All right, baby. Let me open the door for you. Flows. Okay, I'm back. Pardon me. You see what I'm saying? Hey, y'all. So when I met my wife and we were studying the Bible, going to her church, I couldn't wait to go to her church. Not because I agreed with everything that they were teaching. I didn't even agree with everything that the own place where I was going to worship was teaching. I didn't. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. If you were in hell, God could save you there. If you was in the most nastiest cult on the face of the earth, God could reach you there. God could reach you wherever you at. Now, I'm thoroughly convinced about that. Whether you was Catholic, Mormon, Seventh-day Adventist, Buddhist, Hindu, Baptist, Church of God in Christ. I mean, come on, let's be real, y'all. All of these denominations are pretty much cults. That's all. They're cults. That's what they are. How do we know that? Because if you present some truth to them that they don't want to accept or it's not in line, guess what they do? They automatically reject it. It's a cult, y'all. Come on. But God, in each one of these little cults that's called Christianity, guess what? God got faithful people in there. And one day he's going to call all of us together into one fold, and there shall be one shepherd. Pardon me. This is Prophet 6, Family Prophets, and the Angel of the Church of the Laodicea. Look for my next installment on this series. Bye-bye.